pool where it's so damn loud I have to do a voiceover.
In this comparison here in Jelly Park, I'm going to be comparing the Cressi fin, which is a plastic freediving fin, versus the Ruku blade, which is a fiberglass diving fin. The Cressi blade is a fairly stiff, hard blade, and the Ruku is also hard. It does come in softer versions, but I got the hard version because I'm a big guy. Now when you spring that Cressi blade, it doesn't give you a lot of power, but when you do it to the Ruku, wow, you really hear that snap back. And you know, that's the thing about fiberglass. So if you're wanting to know the difference between plastic and fiberglass, this is the video to watch. I'm going to be wearing my Atlantis mask with my 2mm dive socks, and at the start of this test I'm wearing my 0.5mm titanium wetsuit top, although I had some buoyancy issues in the pool, so I later took that off. One of the difficulties you have with taking these blades to this particular pool is that the sport pool, which is the nice deep 2-meter pool, 2-meter deep pool, is always being taken up by the swimmers. And the recreational pool, which is the shallow one here, it's much easier to get a lane. But then when you go to use it with your fins, you know, you end up with the fins hitting the floor and hitting the surface of the water. But you've got to have your warm-up period anyway. You need to stretch out the lungs so that you can make sure you can get enough air to do the entire length. Some of the lifeguards don't like it when you go underwater, and I can understand there's kind of a safety thing there, but you know what, I'm not pushing myself too hard, so it's like, let me go underwater. That's the one that tells me off for going underwater, the one in the red shirt. After a bit of a warm-up, let's do an entire lap. Let's do a whole lap and see how we go. Starting off the shallow end, heading over to the deep end, and then turning around, coming back, getting a feel for it, and actually getting that entire first lap completed. Oh wow. Well, I would say they're definitely more powerful than the plastic blades. It took about actually the same number of strokes. It usually takes me about 30 strokes, 30 kicks to do a length of this pool with the plastic Cressi blades. With the Rukus, it takes roughly the same amount, but you can actually feel that in terms of quantity you're putting in the same, but you're getting like more bang for your buck. Like the blades are giving you more push, so because of that you actually get to the end and you still got a bit more breath. One of the things about this that makes it difficult to do a proper review is keeping the blades underwater, because at the other end of the pool it's shallow, so the buoyancy of your fin socks pushes your fins up, which makes it difficult to keep the blades underwater, you know, for the purpose of really doing the whole length and seeing how it feels and trying to measure it. You almost have, I've got a weight belt on with 2.5 kilograms of weight, and even with that I'm still floating up. So I have to kind of angle my body downwards a little bit so that my mask and head is like
scraping along the floor. Alright, she's gone now.
Okay, let's do this all in one shot. Let's do an entire length in one shot, and we'll put the timer on. Now, I know from doing this in the past that it takes me approximately 30 kicks and approximately 30 seconds to get from one end of the pool to the other. And usually by the time I get to the end of the pool, my lungs are, they're a wee bit strained. You know, I still got a bit more gas in the tank, but it's fairly taxing, usually, with the plastic Cressy fins by the time you get to the end. And here we go, 33 seconds. Starting to get the feel for the Ruku blades now, so head back to the start, back to the deep end, and get ready for one more run. You are about to get a fantastic view of the great big bald spot right on the top of my head.
Yeah, I can definitely say conclusively that it does take about the same number of fin strokes, but when you're finished, you've still got a bit more air, so you're definitely getting more power out of each kick. Got 2.5 kilograms here for pool training, probably 3 would be better.
In summary, it's important to keep in mind, this is just a first impressions video. This isn't a conclusive, review of the product, because when you're talking about a short amount of time in the pool and you've got issues like buoyancy and you're too buoyant, and issues with not being able to get fully underwater because of the shallow pool, it's not what you call a comprehensive review video, but it's a good first impression. I think it will just take a little bit of time to get to know the blades better in the future, and over time I will have a better understanding of what these blades are like. Thanks for watching.